Hey YouTube, I figured today I'd make a video about my two Glocks that I have and the different modifications I've had. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube and people often talk about the different mods they have, so I thought I would share mine with yours. Now I have no skin in anyone's game, and these are just things that I've done, and I have a couple modifications that I tried that other people recommended that I've taken away from my Glocks. So I'll share all that with you right now. I have no video editing capabilities, so this is just going to be a long rant. Let's start with my Glock 19. This was my first gun handgun, that I used to carry for self-defense. I don't carry this anymore. I carry a Glock 17, but we'll get to that in a minute. But this is my Glock 19. These are some of the modifications that I've done to it. This is a Gen 3. This was a Gen 3 before the Gen 4s and Gen 5s came out, so this is original Gen 3. Some things that I've done to it, and things that I like, and recommendations that I'll give to you guys. The first thing you'll notice is the extended mag release. A lot of people say don't get the extended mag release because people have problems with it dropping the mag inadvertently. I'm left-handed, so the mag release sits on the outside of my body, so I don't have that problem. Maybe if you're right-handed and you carry inside the waistband, having an extended mag release might be a problem, but it's not a problem for me. Another thing that I've done that I really love is the extended slide lock or the extended slide release. That's a really great add-on. It's something super cheap, stupid easy to put in. These are all modifications you can also do without any kind of armor. You don't need to go see a Glock armor to get any of this stuff done. This is all do-it-yourself stuff. But the extended slide lock is definitely a modification that I would recommend. That's a Glock piece. It's not like a Blackhawk piece or any kind of company like that. It's a Glock piece, and it's a great little add-on. Another piece that I was late in bringing to my Glock was the extended slide lock, I think it's called. This is the slide release. This is a slide lock. So another piece that I had that I didn't put this on for a long time because I didn't know if it was worth the money. These are, to me, they're a little bit expensive. I think they're in the realm of $25 or $30 or so. And to me, that's a little bit expensive for such a small little piece. But once I put it in, I was definitely like, yeah, that's worth the money. It's just a little extended slide lock, and it's a lot more grippy, and it gives you a lot easier time when you're taking the gun apart. This thing really helps to take the gun apart. Another thing that I've done with my Glock is I've added night sights. These are really old. When I look at them in the dark, they're pretty faded, so I got to get these replaced, and I'll show you the difference with this gun and the sights that I have now for my Glock, which are the HD sights, which are awesome. And I definitely recommend these as opposed to the other night sights that I just showed you. The HD night sights, as you just saw, are a lot better than these for day and night, because in the daytime, these sights are not ideal. They're kind of dark in the daytime. But this is my gun that I have on my nightstand, so if I ever get a home invasion at night, I have night sights, which are definitely recommended. So where are you going to spend your money if you just bought a Glock and this is your first gun that you've ever bought? This is some money that you can spend that I think personally is worth it. This is money that I've spent on my Glocks that I think makes my gun more comfortable, better. I don't know. I wouldn't say better because Glocks are just good guns. So I wouldn't say it makes the gun better, but it definitely makes it more likable for me. I don't know. Another thing that I've done is I've added the Talon grip tape. The Talon grip tape I would definitely recommend if you're wondering if you should spend the money for Talon grip tape. The Glock grips are okay. This is the Gen 3 I'm talking about again. The Glock grips are okay. The Talon grips, this is the rubberized grip. I would call it about 100% improvement over the standard grips. This is the sandpaper grip tape. This is the other kind of grip tape that Talon does. And the rubberized grip is 100. This is about 150 improvement in the texture and the grip feeling for the grips for the Glock. So which one should you get? Do you think? The rubberized grips I think are fine. The reason that I got this one for my Glock 17, the reason I got this grip tape for the Glock 17 was because you look at videos from people like James Yeager, Chris Costas, Travis Haley, all those people, Colion Noir, all those people on YouTube that have great gun channels, and they talk about fighting with a gun. They talk about maintaining a good grip. Grip is very, very important, of course. If you don't have a grip on your gun, you're not going to be able to shoot. So if you're talking about, and this is, like I said, this is my everyday carry gun. So this is why I have this more of a, it's not even a rough texture. It's just, it's sandpaper is what it is. It's like skateboard tape, if you will. And the reason I got that is because I consider this, if I get into a gunfight, this is the grip tape that I want. The Glock 19 that I got, the rubberized grips, I love the improvement on the grip. I love the way it feels. I would definitely recommend the Talon grips. And which one should you get? Really personal preference. The rubberized is perfect. And like I said, it's 100% improvement over the stock grips. And the sandpaper is like that 150. It's just that next level of more of a sandpaper grip. And this is just rubberized, but it's a little bit more, it's not even more comfortable. It's just different. And it's a rubberized grip, and it's Talon grips, and they're cut out and they're molded, so they fit the Glock perfectly. They wrap around and there's a stick on. So if you buy them and you don't like them, just take them off. It's not a big deal. It's not like people take these soldering irons and they all over the grip, and that's irreversible. This stuff is real easy to put on, take off, and I would definitely say get yourself, if you want. This is YouTube. This is an opinion. I have no stake in anybody's game. I'm not being paid by anybody. So, Talon grips, definite positive addition. Extended slide lock, extended mag release. Surefire light. Again, this is for my bedside. What I carry. Why? James Yeager. That's why. He trusts Surefire with his life. I've had no problems with this light. It's just a simple flashlight. It works, and I've had this for years. The battery, and I don't use it, so the batteries haven't died, and I haven't had any problems with the batteries leaking and causing problems and wrecking the light. So, Surefire. I've only shot this thing at the range a couple times, and the lens gets all fogged up, but you just clean it off, and it's fine. Another thing that I did to my Glock was I did a trigger job to it. Make sure it's clear. I have had a negligent discharge, so I got to triple check to make sure it's clear. The other thing that I did to this Glock, and a lot of people will tell you not to do, is a trigger job. This is a 3.5 pound trigger, and I always wanted to know why do people even recommend getting a trigger job or not. Let me get my Glock 17 out here for you, and I'll show you the difference. Yeah, my guns are loaded. Holy shit, right? Oh my god, so unsafe. Again, it's clear. The Glock, this is a stock trigger. Haven't done anything to the trigger in the Glock 17 yet. So you pull it, it's slack, wall, and break. And it's 5.5 pounds or whatever it is. I haven't actually had a trigger weight measurement to it, but stock Glocks are normally about 5.5 pounds. So you get that slack wall and the trigger pull. And it's fine. I got no problems with the stock trigger. This one is more, if you've ever had a double action revolver, it's closer to that. And in that, when you pull it, it's about the same amount of pressure throughout the whole thing. There's not that slack wall, as it is so definable in the Glock 17, where it's stock and it's 5.5 pounds. It's probably like a 3 pound slack and then like a 5.5 pound wall or a 5.5 pound trigger. This one, it's like 3.5 pounds throughout the whole thing. So people will say it's smoother, right? Because you're not feeling that definitive like wall, like I'm trying to hit the wall. It's like there, and the take up is, the reset's fine too. So should you get a 3.5 pound connector? Again, really personal preference. People will tell you that don't get the trigger job because if you ever have to go to court, somebody's going to say, oh, you had a lightened trigger and you have to defend yourself. But I've also read things where, show me a case where somebody went to prison for defending themselves, and the reason they went to prison was because they had a light trigger. I have yet to find that case. If you can find it, hey, let me know. And I keep all my stock parts, so if need be, I can throw the stock trigger back in there. I'll be back up to 5.5 pounds, lickety split, no problem. The only thing I haven't done to this gun myself was the sights. I didn't do the sights myself. When I had the night sights put in, there's this guy called the Glock Guy. He comes to all the Chantilly, Virginia gun shows. They're called the Nation's Gun Show in Chantilly. And he's the one that did the night sights. Everything else for this gun I've done by myself. I did the base plate, I did the slide lock, the slide release, the mag, and the trigger. The trigger was not hard at all. It's super stupid easy to do. And the Talon grips, of course, same thing. It's just a sticker, so you just throw it on there. Another thing that I did for my Glock was I got these custom, well, not custom really, they're just base plates. They're like, they're metallic base plates, and forgive me for not knowing the company that makes these base plates, but I got this one, and I have another one from Hitman, the Agent 47 video game. I have that as a base plate for another one of my magazines. However, and another reason I don't carry this gun is because of these things. Now, if the argument can be made that gun modifications can get you in trouble in court, then having a Punisher skull and having a magazine base plate with an Agent 47 Hitman logo or Veritas Equatus, Truth and Justice, I think is what it is, or whatever, But Boondock Saints is the movie that's from, or notably from. It might not, originated there, but if you want to know, Boondock Saints is where they had that on their guns as well. So if there's ever a case to be made that, modifying your gun or having certain things on your gun aesthetically can get you into trouble, that's something that worries me, and that's why that's one of the reasons I don't bring that gun out for my everyday carry. This gun, however, has Gun Saves Lives on the base plate and has, I know I'm pointing the gun at my face, Students for Concealed Carry. And like I said, just the regular night sights, extended mag, extended slide lock, extended takedown lever, no trigger job, and Talon grip tapes. I don't think that I'll have to worry about defending my decisions on how I modified my Glock in court with those modifications on my 17 versus having a Punisher logo, an Agent 47 Hitman logo, and Boondock Saints stuff on my guns. So that's why that one stays on the bedstand because my thought process with that is that if I have to use the 19 for self-defense, it's going to be because of a home invasion. Now, here in Virginia, we don't have the castle doctrine. We just have legal precedence that establishes that it's a no-retreat state. And like I said, it's not codified. It's not in any kind of law that says you are not required to retreat. It's just legal precedence. It's just case after case after case that people have gone through that have established the fact that you don't have to retreat. If you're not part of the problem, you have a right to defend yourself. And like I said, it's not a castle doctrine, but if you're in your home, especially, and you have to defend yourself with lethal force, then you're good. As long as, like I said, you're not part of the problem. If you're part of the problem, whole other situation. This is not a legal video. This is a video about my Glocks and the modifications I've done with them. And like I said, I got no skin in anybody's game. So these are honest things that I've done to my guns and things that I like and things that, one thing that I took out was I used to have the grip force adapter on the back of the Glock. And I took that out because I just didn't like it. Another reason the Glock 19 went to the nightstand was because of the grip. The grip for the 19 is a little bit thicker than the 17, and so I wasn't the biggest fan of the 19's grip, and having the grip force adapter on there didn't do anything for me. It didn't help with the muzzle flip or any of that stuff. I didn't like it. I tried it. Other people on YouTube said, hey, this is a great little modification. You can get a grip force adapter, and it's like having a beaver tail on the back of your Glock, and it helps get a really high purchase on your gun, and it'll help with muzzle flip and all this other stuff. No. Sorry, grip force adapter. This, I had it on there. I tried it. Didn't work for me. So if you want to try the grip force adapter, you can. More power to you. If you need that extra, if you have a Gen 3 or something like that, and you need that extra 1/16 of an inch to, because you have different hands or something, knock yourself out. Metallic pins are another thing that I did with this gun because I thought that these pins were plastic. They're not. This pin is plastic. These pins are not plastic. So that was kind of a waste of money. This is just aesthetics. If you guys want to get metallic pins, this is pretty much just aesthetic. This one's still, the pin kit that I got, this one was still plastic. So I was disappointed with that. I thought this one would be metal as well. I wanted to have 3 metal pins, but I only got 2, which were already metal and black, and these ones are just metal, and this one's silver, this one's still black, but this one's still plastic. So should you get the metallic pin kit that you see on the internet? No, because the pins are already metal. Let me see here. What else have I done to my guns? That's pretty much it. So we talked about the magazine, the slide release, the slide lock. Great additions. They just make your life that much easier. And if you want to talk about gunfighting, if you want to talk about being in a critical emergency situation where your life's on the line, having that little inch to, knock down the slide with your thumb or something, even though people always say come over the top and do that, but you don't know what's going to happen. I've never been in a gunfight. I couldn't tell you what's going to happen or how it's going to go down. I don't know. But having these little things, because everybody who has been in a gunfight will tell you, your hands go to mush, your brain doesn't think right, you can't hear, and the rest of it. So having little cheats like that, having the grip tape on there, having night sights in there, all these things which will help you out when your body is in a fight or flight kind of mode and the stress and the adrenaline hits you and you can't think straight. So those are just modifications I've done to my Glock. I hope this is helpful for you guys. I got no skin in anybody's game. I'm not a paid endorsing anybody. As you see, I have no subscribers and no views. So this is as regular guy endorsement or a regular guy recommendations as you can get. Just what I've done to my gun. I love my Glocks. The Glock 17 for me was a better grip. I like the grip better on the 17. I love the HD night sights. I'm glad I went to them because the regular night sights, number one, they're faded. Number two, they're just not that great in the daytime. So if any other modifications come up, I'll let you guys know. I'll post another video, and y'all have a wonderful day.